What's up, fellas? Gotta do a little scolding today. So this video here is dedicated to my Gen Z brothers, all right? The young brothers. All right, so basically I had a loyal patron supporter that basically said, hey, AMS, I'm a teacher and I make okay pay, decent pay, but sometimes I wonder, should I win in a different field? You know, something that's gonna really pay me some money, even though it didn't really interest me. And so then he asked me, which route would you take your son, tell your son to go if you ever have a son? And to answer his question, I basically said I would tell him to go into a career that had the most stability. Something like engineering or plumber or something that's got a stable, like being a personal trainer is based around sales and it's based off of the economy, right? It's not a necessity. So basically what I'm saying is when people pockets start hurting, you the first thing to fucking go. That's not a stable career. I don't know if I want to be at home with 4 kids and a wife at home, or in AMS fashion, 4 wives at home, you know, doing my polyamorous thing. So with a personal trainer job, not that I can't sell, not that I can't train, but it's dictated off of what the economy is doing. All right. How many of y'all would feel good sitting at home with a expensive mortgage and a car note and taking care of 4 kids, 2 on, let's assume you one of the boys from the suburbs and you want to send all your kids to private school with a personal trainer job. Now understand, personal training is very lucrative if the economy is good. You get what I'm saying? The economy is good. But when people see that the economy and jobs are laying off, that don't bode too well for personal trainers. All right. So I would send my child into a stable career, be an architect, engineering, medical field, law field. You know, people gonna always get sick and people gonna always need a lawyer, right? And so that's what I would do, assuming that, you know, you don't know what your purpose is, right? If you want to be a pro wrestler, go be a pro wrestler. Guys, here's the thing. Purpose is about something that fulfills you and brings you joy. And you're willing to take whatever the job is willing to pay you. So as a pro wrestler, or you want to be a comedian, you're going to have to take a major pay and cut and pay up front. All right. You get it on the back. In other words, you got to pay some fucking dues. And so sometimes what I'm saying is if you got your purpose and you want to play the saxophone or be a singer or a rapper, you got to understand you're going to have to pay some hella dues. Hella dues. You know, we just seen Dirk didn't start popping for my boys in the suburbs who don't know who Dirk is. He didn't pop till he did that song with Drake, right? Laugh Now, Cry Later, some shit like that. Up to that point, he was just a struggling drill rapper. Don't get me wrong, he wasn't homeless and living in a homeless shelter. He was doing okay, but he didn't get the superstardom until he did that song with Drake. And that's all I'm saying to you is that you got to pay hella dues sometimes for your purpose. And if you're willing to do that, then do that. That's fine if you know what it is. But it can't be based around money. You just got to be willing to, like Stone Cold Steve Austin said, he ate potatoes for the first couple of years he was a professional wrestler. Okay, so that's the thing with that. Comedians, a lot of them live on the road, live in a car. Cat Williams has said that. Steve Harvey has said that. A lot of comedians have said that they've paid hella dues to get before they got their break. Okay, so but that's what I would do. So then y'all guys like, what the hell has got to do with Gen X? I'm getting that, motherfucker. I told you, motherfuckers. From now on, you get no lube. I'm coming right into rambling right off the bat. You get no lube no more. I used to let y'all moisturize up and lube up, you know, KY jelly. And I know you goddamn dry pussy bitches, motherfucker. Know what the fuck I'm talking about. KY jelly. Now, I know about KY jelly. This ain't got shit to do with the video, but I'm going to say it. I know about KY jelly because of these dry-ass condoms some of them is, and motherfucker would irritate my dick from not enough lubricant. I guess the Trojan was on some kind of financial setback or something, they stopped putting enough lube into their condoms. And so what I learned was to start putting some KY jelly in there. There you go. There you go. Put some KY jelly in there, and that killed that goddamn friction. I don't know what the fuck that had to do with anything, but I just want to let you guys know. And don't ask me to make a video on that. I know some son. Hey, miss, can you make a video on how to lube up the condom? Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I'm not making no goddamn video on how to lube a condom. Okay? But getting back to my talking point to where I can really talk about what I was making my point building up to was, guys, to his question, life ain't always about happiness. Working a job is not for you to be sitting at work. I'm so happy. Guys, that's not what work is. Fine if you can find your purpose and you can go to work with a big old Kool-Aid smile on your face all day. Great. I hope you do. I tell you guys to pursue your purpose if you know what the fuck it is. But at the end of the day, guys, a job is not supposed to be about happiness. That's just a byproduct if you can find it. Great. All I see is Gen Z men on, and I'm not gonna talk about it when I see them doing it too. I'm talking to my brothers. I'm not talking to them bitches. I'm talking to you motherfuckers. All I hear is Gen Z men crying on the internet all day about, oh, my warehouse job. Oh, my warehouse job. But that wasn't good enough. Now they got 6-figure professional men on the internet crying that they quit their job because they was unhappy. What the fuck is going on? Who the hell told you guys work was about your happiness? Work is to put food on the table, to keep a roof over your goddamn head. I never seen a bunch of crybabies a day in my fucking life. I got calluses on my hand right now, and that don't come from lifting weights. I always wore gloves in the gym. This comes from the mattress company. Calluses are still on my fucking hands. A job is not about you being happy. You provide a living for yourself. Only a few select guys, listen, even when you do find your fucking purpose, I can promise you 70% of the time you're not gonna like it. I guarantee you. That's the way it works. You're only gonna be happy 30% of the time, even when you're doing your purpose. Do y'all guys think any of the guys who had a passion for professional wrestling, do any of y'all guys think that, of course they all love to be on Monday Night Raw and WrestleMania? Every match ain't gonna be on WrestleMania and Monday Night Raw. What about Wednesday in Sacramento? What about that? So do y'all guys know the pro wrestlers? Do y'all guys know they have house shows and stuff like this? The ones that don't make TV and stuff like this here. Every wrestling show ain't goddamn Monday Night Raw or SummerSlam. It's a lot of bullshit days in there that you don't want to do. Do any of y'all guys think those comedians, when they on the road, they like doing that same act day after fucking day after fucking day? Could y'all guys imagine how how miserable I would be if I had to do the same fucking video tomorrow and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that and the day after that? That's what comedians do. They do that same fucking act for fucking 75 cities. And they got to get up there and look like they really into it. Like you see Dave Chappelle, every time he tell a joke, what he do? He take the microphone and slap his leg. Now he just did that last night. So you know him slapping his leg with that microphone after every joke ain't genuine. He just told them jokes last night and the night before that. Or at least a week before that or whatever. So how the hell is you still laughing at that same goddamn joke you already told 30 times? He's not. He's really miserable. He's up there thinking to himself, God damn, I gotta tell this goddamn joke again. Imagine you're a pro ball player. You're making all these millions of dollars. That even makes it worse. Because my life is so great. Do you think I want to goddamn fly to Indiana and play the Indiana Pacers on a fucking Wednesday night in an untelevised game against a shithole team in a shithole town? No disrespect to people in Indiana. That ain't about you. It's about your town. Your town is shit. But anyway, getting back to the video, nobody is going to be happy all the fucking time, guys. No matter what you do, when you become an influencer, you blow up, what you gonna do when they start goddamn doing hit pieces on you? What you gonna do then? What you gonna do when you got 10 people clout chasing you? You ready to be an influencer? So the point what I'm trying to say, guys, life is not meant to be this just smiles all the time. It's not. I'm sorry. I know y'all guys want it to be, but it's not. Oh, you work a job, you provide a living for your fucking self. That's it. You get a check, you go home. Even when you find your purpose, there's gonna be times, more times than not, you're gonna fucking hate it. You're gonna like it more than you would that cubicle job or that warehouse job. I will give you that, but every day ain't gonna be goddamn roses and rainbows. I promise you that. Next, guys, what I hate about Gen Z men. Think you're entitled to women. More importantly, attractive women. Damn, got some of my teeth. Just had some Chick-fil-A. But anyway, think you're entitled to women and attractive women. All I hear is men crying on the internet all day. The game has changed. So let's look at this. Let's talk about this for a second. Guys, I still remember a time when Walmart was taking everybody's business. When they was moving in and they was putting people out because they was super Walmart and they had a one-stop shop, food, house supplies, every goddamn thing, right? Things changed. Amazon came in and said, we're going to one-up you, baby. We're going to do all that, but we're going to deliver it. Walmart thought oh man, we got it sold up. Here come Amazon. Next day delivery, baby. And in some cases, same day delivery. The point what I'm trying to say is evolution. Yes, women are more hypergamous than ever because of social media, dating apps, this, that, and other. Basically, they was Walmart, and then Amazon. Social media has made women more hypergamous. You got to evolve. So what you gonna do? You gonna go in a hole or you gonna step your game up? Or you gonna be one of the 90% of men who gonna cry all the goddamn time? Or you say, I'm gonna get to that 10% and I'm gonna fuck these bitches to sleep. They are hypergamous now. They are more hypergamous. They are harder to get. You have to evolve with the times. I remember a time when CBS, NBC, Fox, ABC, they had TV on lock. Here come all these cable channels. I remember when Netflix put Blockbuster out of business. Here come all these other apps. Netflix probably thought they had the game on lock. You got free apps and every goddamn thing now. Baby. That's the way it works, guys. Competition. So you're not entitled to women. So these are your options, Gen Z men. Be great or play Game of Duty or Call of Duty. Those are your choices. Jerk off and watch OnlyFans models or be great. That's it. Women have always been hypergamous, but now they got the tools to let that hypergamy breed. That's it. 100 women would rather share one man than to have their own man. Because now, since they make their own money, they no longer have to settle for a man that ain't exactly what they want. Once upon a time, before women started making their own money, they couldn't afford to share a man like that because who's going to take care of them? So they had to find a man that was their own man who was going to pay the bill and be their retirement plan. But now they make their own money, so now they can just be hypergamous. So now sex is no longer about survival. They can let it be off of hypergamy. Before, sex was about survival. I use my sex to survive. Well, now I make my own money, or my ability to make my own money, so now I can just be hypergamous. See how that works? Next, guy, and also to add to that tip too, I want to add this in there, guys. Life ain't fair. And I was going to skip over it, but I got to say it. Life ain't fair. Some of you guys just was not dealt a good hand. And so you think you're entitled to the beautiful women. Some of you guys will never be there. You just was not blessed aesthetically to attract them. So when I was coming up, the unattractive guys went after the fat and unattractive women because they knew that's what they was. They accepted the fact that, hey man, I'm not 6'6" and I don't look like Brad Pitt. And so I'm not going to be able to get that 9 or 10, that 8, 9 or 10. So I'm going to get a 5 or 6. You got men these days who are unattractive and have an average salary, and they're mad that they can't get those beautiful women. But when I was coming up, I used to see guys who was not there. I had a friend, I think I ain't gonna say his name, but I had a friend in our teenage days, we used to go to the mall. He would never approach a beautiful woman. He would always approach, fat, very average, if that type women, because he knew what he was. He was overweight. So he would always approach women that was on his level. He never tried it. You guys are on these day naps and you're trying to talk to women who are way out your league physically. I hate to say it. A lot of you guys would get something if you got to lower your standards a little bit. I'm sorry, I hate to say it. Some people don't think the sexual marketplace is a thing. You see, so we always just talk about what the women, and we chastise the women off of valuing themselves and being delusional. Some men are delusional too. Some men are very delusional too. Just because you got a penis does not mean you're entitled to beautiful women. You might have to settle for a 4 or 5. The only way you can overcompensate that is if you're making hella money and you're very generous. Like I already told you motherfuckers, when I'm 70, 75, 80, I'm not finna be with some goddamn 70-year-old hag. I'm gonna be with me a sexy ass 40, 45-year-old woman, and I'm gonna be very generous. I've already told you guys that. Right now, my sexual market value physically is still holding up, so I can naturally still attract that type of woman. When the day come I can't, I'm not gonna lower my standards. I'm gonna raise my generosity. That's right. I am going to become the real trick daddy. That's the way it works. They will be very well compensated. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna lower my standards. Raise my compensation. That's how that works, baby. You will be compensated for your beauty. That's the way it works. So if you're a guy that was dealt a bad hand physically, you gotta raise your compensation. That's all. But that ain't fair. That's the way life works. That's the way life works. It ain't fair that LeBron James is 6'9" with a 44. I know he older now. He probably ain't this no more. With a 44-inch vertical and fast and strong as he is. That's not fair either. Life's not fair. It's not fair that Shaquille O'Neal had the agility he had at fucking 7'2", 300 pounds. That's not fucking fair either. No man that big should be as agile as Shaquille O'Neal was in his prime. It's ridiculous. Next thing I can't stand about Gen Z men, and we got to get into this. Men, they can't walk away. So one of the reasons, guys, I tell you in the Patreon, put your questions in the comments, because I ain't finna be answering all those beta questions y'all gonna try to ask me behind the closed doors. Every goddamn question. LMX, my girl, I already know right here. I already know. I don't need to read no more. LMS, my girl, she doing something disrespectful. Now you know what I say to do. You know my philosophy on that. You know what I say. You don't want to do it because you don't got the balls to do it. Because you want to find a loophole to make her respect you without having to walk away. But that's not how respect works. You earn fucking respect. You have to earn your woman's respect. She's not going to just give it to you. So if you set a boundary and she crosses it, you won her the first time, she do it again, you leave. Don't send me no fucking DMs or no messages in private talking about your girl spent your money, what to do. Your girl is cheating on you, what to do. You know what to fucking do. You don't got the balls to do it. You got to have the ability to walk away from women. It's the only thing they respect. I told y'all guys, the old heads back in the day, they would get physical with their women because they didn't know no better. They were stupid. You guys have me, and I am telling you the best way to get your woman to respect you is to walk away, make her beg to come back, and suck a whole lot of dick. And when she get tired, she rest up and she gotta suck a whole lot of more dick. But you don't have the balls to do that because you know she might not come back. So you want respect without earning it. Earning respect, guys, has always come at a risk. That's the way it works. And that leads right into my next talking point. Men are afraid to earn respect. And this is talking about in the real world outside of their woman. So whenever I say anything about a guy checking a guy for, trying to disrespect him in front of his girl or something, I always get these little coward comments telling my son, well, I don't know, MS, this might lead to this, that, and other. Guys, they have a saying at war. Freedom is not free. It costs the highest cost, and that's blood. If right now some country shot one of our planes down or did something, right? We're going to do something. We can't let that go because we know it leads to bigger problems later. We're going to have to do something. As far as that shit that's going over there in Israel, Israel had to do something. You can't just invade our country, kidnap our citizens and kill them, and then we forgive you. They don't work that way. You gotta do something. You have to earn respect. So in earning respect, guys, you have two choices. You can let it go, ignore it, and it leads to bigger problems later. Or you can set a boundary and it might cost you something. It might come with some consequences. You might go to jail. You might die. You might lose your job. I don't fucking know. But those are your fucking choices, and only you as a man can answer it. What you gonna do? But I'm just gonna tell you right now, getting respect and getting people to respect you guys. People don't say, oh, he's such a nice guy. He don't bother nobody. People don't work like that. They don't give a shit you being a nice guy. They wipe their ass with your nice guy-dom. They don't care. They only gonna get worse. And I'm not talking about the ego disrespect, right? Where, just the bullshit ego disrespect where bodily harm wasn't threatened or nothing like that. But like with your woman, this goes deep. So I want y'all guys to hear me. For God blatantly disrespect you in front of your woman, you have to stand up for yourself because now the woman doesn't feel safe with you. So you don't have to punch a guy because he disrespected you. You have to say, hey man, that was disrespectful. You have to say something. A guy does something to disrespect you, that don't mean you haul off and beat him in his head. You stand your ground and you say, hey man, that was very disrespectful. Now he might apologize or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, your woman, saw you say something. And now she can feel safe because she knows you are a protector. Now let's remove her out of it and let's just say it's you. And somebody disrespect you, girl ain't nowhere around, just you. It sets up a mentality, even if you're never gonna see this person again, because I know setting boundaries with a stranger is different from setting boundaries with a coworker or a neighbor or somebody you're gonna see every day, right? Because you have to set that boundary because they only gonna get worse. But what if it's setting boundaries with somebody else you ain't gonna never see again? So say somebody on the bus disrespect you and you never gonna see this person again. Well, guys, everything in life is about, a habit forming. You don't want to get in a habit of always turning the other cheek, because then that's just what you become. You want to always be a guy that stand on your principles. It's about you. And you just making your head, I stand up for myself, regardless. But AMS, he might got a gun. He might do got a gun, guys. I'm not going to make this decision for y'all guys. What your respect and your principles are for you. I know my generation, not all, it's cowards in every generation. It's always been cowards in every generation. Always has been. Basically, to me, a coward is somebody who won't stand up for themselves, who is not willing to die for their respect and their principles. That's what a coward is. A coward values living over anything else. That's what a coward is, to me. If Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, a coward would say, well, it's only 3,000 died, man. So, America already know that when we declare this war, thousands and thousands and thousands of Americans are going to die. But you can't just let that go. You can't let terrorists crash into buildings and you do nothing. You have to do something. There have to be consequences to people fucking with you. You have to do something. Ukraine over there fighting their ass off against Russia. How many of them done died? Don't fucking matter. You have to fight and be willing to die. That's what it takes. Japan knew long before we dropped the bombs here on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. They knew long before that they had no chance to beat America. And they was never going to surrender. That is exactly why America had to drop the bombs. They was never going to surrender. Never. It just upsets me that this generation of men seem to be so cowardly and not to have no principles or nothing. Just, I want to live. I want to live. I want to live. Well, people are pissing and shitting on you. I don't give a shit. I want to live. And that's just not the way it goes, guys. You're supposed to be willing to die about your respect. And here's the thing, guys. You don't escalate anything. Standing your ground is not, listen, so let's say you're on a bus and some guy just comes stand over here and say, man, you a bitch ass dude. You don't got to get up and punch him. You can stand up and say, hey man, back up from me. Get the fuck up out my face. Some of you guys think that you need to just sit there and just like, well, he ain't touched me, so. No, you have to stand up for yourself. You don't escalate nothing. But you can stand up for yourself without putting your hands on nobody. You can set boundaries without putting your hands on somebody. And if they want to get physical with you first, then you can defend yourself. I think y'all guys don't understand that it's a gray area. Y'all just think it's white or black. Either you let it slide or you whoop their ass. No, you can set a boundary without touching them. But then men of this generation are so cowardly that they are afraid that that might escalate. So they just say, you know what, just do nothing. So that's what I hate about this Gen Z generation, guys. I'll get back with you guys later.